Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Hyder Center for tonight's matchup between the Crane Prep Junior Jays and the Gretna Dragons. This JV game about 48 seconds to tip off. Should be a good one. Both teams longing for a win as we get prepared to start this matchup. As the horn blows, and we are just seconds away from getting this tip-off started on this JV game. Good one tonight here. As number 15, Jaden Jinatu, and number 40, Carson Poole gets set to tip it off, and it belongs to the Junior Jays. PJ Newell on the start of the park, dribbles around, and gives it over to Hinber. Driving it lane, and it's a rebound by Joey Veith. As Silliman taken up from the top of the key, crosses midcourt, and this Gretna Dragons offense is underway. Down into the court as Veith on the three-pointer, and it will go to the Blue Jays. Ginatu over the Piernicki. Piernicki taking it to Hubner. Hubner right around the logo, and a wide pass over to Newbill. Newbill backing up now. Now drives. Rischel back to Hubner. Hubner from the top of the key. Back to Rischel, and it's off the mark. And it's a rebound by Veith. Dragons with the offense, Dragons with the ball, and it's all the way over to Wes Frost, and that's a three-pointer. It's good. It's 3-0 Dragons as Rischel over to the and gets it tipped, but it'll stay with the Blue Jays. As so far some good defense over on the Gretna side. As Hubner set to inbound it. And Piernicki from around the block in the lane, and right down in the leaking into the basket. Silman over the Veith and back to him. Veith taking it up back to the corner again, and right down the middle again. And taken away for Joey Rischel. And then back to Rischel again. Back to Hubner. Up to the top of the key. To Hubner. To Puneville. Junatu banks it in for a layup. It's 6-4 Gretna. As taking it out is Silliman. Silliman to his teammate down back to Silliman. He takes it to Mikos. Mikos over, and rolling in and out of the basket, missing a shot is Veith. Taken it back by Hubner. Hubner with the to Junatu. Over down to Rischel. Rischel, just getting off the mark, and it's off. Taken away by Gretna. So with another three, and this time it's off the mark for Frost. Now it's Newbill. Newbill racing down the court. Now go for a shot, and it's off the mark. Taken it back by Mikos and over to Silliman. Silliman outside. Taking the three is Wilkins, and another three by Frost. 3 for 4 on threes for Frost today, and that's all the points that they have for Gretna. As Hubner taking it from the corner. Now over to Newbill. Newbill sidestepping, and over to Piernicki, and passing around all the way to Juniatu. And a push, but it'll stay with the Jays. So kind of physical right now, if you ask me. As Risha will take the inbound. Movement going on. They take it to Newbill. Newbill to the corner. So over to Junatu. As dribbling goes Risha. Risha to the top to Katie Piernicki. And back to Risha. Cut into the basket, and a whistle is blown, and it's going to be a foul. And it's a foul against the Dragons. It will stay with the Junior Jays as subs come in. As a whole new set of Gretna Dragons gets to come into the game as Marquise Tolliver in for prep. Rischel, then over to Tolliver, to Hubner, and then from the corner, 3 is no good. And a big rebound, offensive rebound, and just squeaking out. And it's a rebound by Stillman. Taking it over to Flores. Flores top, and now it's to the left, and a whistle, and it's a foul against Gretna. It'll go to the Junior Jays ball. Junatu over to Rischel, then back to him, over to Tolliver now. Then to Rischel as well, and a shot, and just off the mark is Rischel, or correction, Hubner. Taken away and over down to the corner. And to roll over to Denley. And a wide open shot is good by Wilkins. As Prep has the ball with Tolliver going to, well, now back to Tolliver, I should say. Tolliver moving around. Then to Junuatu. Junuatu, and just knocking off, but a foul is called, and it's a push against Prep. And a little hesitation, it'll go to Gretna. Erdkamp on the inbound as he gets it to Denley. Denley over to the Denley crossing the half court and making his way over out and out of bounds. Costly turnover as it goes with. It'll go to Creighton Prep now. Junawatu over to Tolliver. And then back to him. Takes it a dangerous pass, but he goes back to Tolliver. And then going to Shakowski. No, correction. Over to Hubner. And off the rim is Shakowski. And it's a rebound by Gretna this time. It's Denley on the rebound and still has the ball. This time now it's over to Flores. Flores over back to Denley. And all the way to the court is wide open. Is rolled and taking it to Denley. As movement and it's takeaway by the Jays. This time it's Hubner. And with a 3, and it's off the mark. And it's a rebound by Gretna. And losing the ball and taking it over is Denley. Denley moving around, trying to confuse this Prep defense. Now top. It's kind of Erdkamp taking it to Denley. Denley for three, and it's just too strong. It's a takeaway rebound for the Jays. Now this is Tolliver. Tolliver making some moves right there. Now this time for three, and it's off the mark. Off the mark is Rischel, and it's a rebound. Erdkamp over to Jack Johnson, now over to Denley. Denley back to Johnson. And back to Denley. This time moving around at the top of the key. Now cutting into the basket. And the whistle has been blown. It's a push. Just under 30 seconds left to go into this first quarter. And some substitutes come on in for the Jays. Mostly the Jays. Denley. Now to Erdkamp, and it's off the mark. It's an offensive rebound. To Flores. Now to Erdkamp. And now take it back to Denley. Denley with some moves to go. You gotta get it go fast. 5 seconds to go in the game. Taken it in by Rischel. And staying with the Jays. No whistle called. And that is the end of the first quarter. Gretna 11, Prep 4. The first quarter break is coming to the end. This time it is Gretna ball. Inbounding is Veith as players come onto the field, and the second quarter is about to start. Let's take it down back to the court. Veith to Sturgenholtz. Sturgenholtz taken over to back to Veith at the top, then to the corner. Then still fighting is Emmett Knight, and they'll call it a jump ball, and it'll go to Prep. The arrow points it. It'll go to Prep, but a great job by Emmett Knight to get that hands right to the ball. Mathiang with the inbound to Knight, back to Mathiang. And Shikowski over to Emmett Knight. And taking it back to Shikowski, and to the corner is Newbill. And this time it's Tolliver standing around and making some moves is Tolliver. And moving kind of around in place. And now making moves is Newbill. And making a jump shot kind of right at the free throw line. It's off the mark. It'll go out of bounds. It'll go to the Gretna Dragon. As Alec Wilkins on the inbound, taking it to Sturgenholtz. Sturgenholtz crossing the half court, making people miss. Taking it to Veith, down to Sturgenholtz. This time to Wilkins. Wilkins out to Sturgenholtz. Then making it out to Veith. Veith over to the corner. and just getting off the mark, in and out of the bucket, and it's a rebound. This over to Tolliver this time. Tolliver with making moves around here, gets a screen. Tolliver taking it to the basket. Now outside, Shikowski is banging around and it goes through. It's 11-7, Gretna. And Stuckenholtz staying low, now firing and out to the corner, now sticking in. And a three-pointer off the mark for Carson Poole. But now this time it's a rebound, taking it over to Veith. Veith just off the mark, but an offensive rebound taken by Stuckenholtz. Layering around, and a foul is called. It looks like it will be against the Blue Jays. This time subs come in for both teams. As the play goes on, this time is Wilkins on the inbound, then taking it for a easy layup. It goes Poole. And pushing around, and it looks like a whistle, and it'll be a foul on Stuckenholtz. It'll stay with white ball, as they say. And over to Tolliver with way over. Tolliver over tonight. Then back to Tolliver. Boys staying around slowly, and this time it's Pierneke staying in the lane. Then over to Rischel. Rischel with the three, and it does not go this time. Taken away by Gretna. This time over to Stuckenholtz. Making moves around here and there, and the ball is free. And just going out of bounds, and it'll go to Gretna ball. Great effort by Joey Rischel to go out and get the ball, but this time so far right now too late, as this time it goes to the Dragons. Stuckenholtz with making moves around here and there. Now, this time they take it to Wilkins. Wilkins with a bouncing around, and Wilkins with a three and just off the mark. As it's Tolliver who takes it away. Tolliver running toward, now back up to the key. Tolliver with a fake shot, with an underpass, and Pierneke with a great play, with a great pass by Tolliver, with Pierneke just putting that ball right into the basket. That's Stuckenholtz over to Alec Wilkins. And this time the officials will call travel on, will be called on Alec Wilkins for walking with the ball. As Marquise Tolliver now gives it back. And then all the way down to the court, and a little jumper off the box of the glass, and it goes right into the hoop. And this time it's Stuckenholtz. Now over to the corner. Now taking it outside and making moves here to the top of the key, standing still. And then out to the corner to Alec Wilkins. Wilkins moving around, spinning around. Then out to Stuckenholtz from the free throw line, and it's off the mark, and it's a rebound by Prep. As he gives it over to Marquise Tolliver. Marquise Tolliver running through. And then up to the top of the key. And it's a three-point shot right down the middle for Jaden Gubinatu. And that gives Prep the 14-13 lead, the first lead for the Prep Junior Jays today. That's Stuckenholtz, number 4. Then now to number 1, Wes Frost. Frost making moves right into there. This time to Stuckenholtz. and they'll call a foul, and it looks like it's going to be a reach. And subs come on in for both Gretna and Junior Jays. As this time it is Denley over to just in and out of the basket is Jack Johnson, and it's a rebound by Marquise Tolliver. Tolliver with the ball now. Then taking it over, and it'll pass over to Piernike. Trying to get the basket, does not go through, and it bounces around, and it goes into the arms of TJ Silliman. Silliman now still with the ball, now gives it out. Passing her all around the free-throw line. It's out of bounds off of Jack Piernike. It'll stay with the Gretna Dragons. Is here. Inbound by Ben Denley. And he gives the ball back to Denley. It's a tip and it's a turnover. This time with Marquise Tolliver with a very long pass, and it takes it, but does not get down to the hoop as Piernike takes it from the top, then over to Tolliver. Tolliver taking a little walk. And here he goes again. Then top over to Ed Hubner, and banking right in is Hubner. It is a 17-13 lead. TJ Silliman now taking it. Looking and now gives it. 43 Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson off the rim, and it's a rebound. This time it's Piernike. Then over to Tolliver again. Tolliver trying to do it slow, steady, and give it to Jack Gruey. First time we said his name tonight, as they're taking it to M. Hubner. Hubner taking it. And now over to the corner, and a whistle is blown. No shot down. It'll be an inbound as a foul is called on the Gretna Bulldog, or on the Gretna Dragons. Taking it out, it's Jacoby. Then back to the inbounder, off the foot, and it'll go to the Gretna Bulldogs. Costly mistake. And just off one of those passes where it just hits your foot and goes out of bounds. This time it'll go to it'll go to the Gretna Dragons. As TJ Silliman now driving toward the basket, off the mark, but it is a foul. And going to the line is number 34, Parker Hubka. First free throw is good. Second free throw goes in and out, and it's a rebound. This time, taking it all the way to Ed Hubner, then over to Gruey, then back to PJ Newbill. PJ right into the bucket goes PJ Newbill. Then a pass then over to Parker Hubka, who is just at the line, is called for a travel, and the ball will go to the Junior Jays. This time it's Gruey. Then over to now back. It's a 3-point shot off the mark. And a rebound by Gretna. Parker Hubka. Hubka now. And a 3-point shot. And an offensive rebound somehow. Taking it out. And a steal away. Garang Mathag. Correction, that's Jadon Dinbatu. And going to the line will be Jack Gruey. first free throw is good by Jack Rui. Make it 20-14. Prep ahead. Sedeker's free throw is good. Subs come on in with right around 20 seconds to go in this first half. TJ Silman now taking the ball. Around 15 seconds left. Silman taken down to the court and now out. And the three-pointer is off the mark. Rebound by Prep. And this time, and just off the mark is Jack Rui. And that is our halftime. Your score, Prep 21, Gretna 14. Prep, who is down quite a bit this first quarter, will now go into the locker room with a 7-point lead. We'll be back after this. Frost to... Correction, it will be Silliman. Taking it is Joey Veith, and then back to Silliman. Silliman taking it around, then over to Frost. Frost back to Silliman. Silliman now taking it, and a bad throw, and it's taken away. And it's Betano. Betanu to, and then back over to the top of the key is Hubner. Hubner back to Newville. Hubner. Then taking it Piernicky. Piernicky and a bad, not the best throw, but it will go out of bounds and it will stay with the Junior Jays. That is Joey Reischel on the inbound, taking it to Piernicky. Piernicky. And now all the way up to Hubner. Hubner taking it to Betanu. And then a shot, and it's not around the area, and it's taken away by Gretna. Poole now over to, and the shot is off the mark as Alec Wilkins. And a three-point shot is good, and it's drained. Joey Reischel. And that makes it a 10-point game here early in this third quarter. TJ Silliman now over. Joey Veith. Veith making throws, and a ball bounces over the place, and it's taken away. PJ Newbill with the ball at the end of that. Newbill going around, and Rollins into the basket. Great job by PJ Newbill on trying to dink that in right into the basket. As a three-point shot is off the mark for Carson Poole, and a whistle is called, but it will stay with Prep. Taken in by Betanu. And now over to Piernicky. Now, and a travel is called on Betanu. Inbound here by Gretna. Pass over to G.J. Silliman. Silliman from right around the three-pointer line, but it does not go through. PJ Newbill taking around right around the mid-court circle as a Newbill, and as a whistle is called, and it will be down on the floor. It's not a shooting foul. It will stay with the Junior Jays, and it's called on Gretna. Taking it by Betanu. Betanu, and a whistle is called. It's Gretna on the foul, and Joey Reischel. Oh, correction. Reischel with the foul, and it'll go to Gretna. On the with the ball is Silliman. Silliman making at the basket off the glass, and it goes through. Taking it over to Piernicky. Piernicky now over to Betanu. Betanu now over to Reischel to Piernicky. And a three-point shot partially deflected, and it still goes through. How about a great shot by Joey Reischel that increases the Prep lead. And a whistle called, and it will be a foul. As some Gretna players go onto the court and into the bench. Inbound by Alec Wilkins. Silliman now with a 3-point step up, and it's good. As Medanu from the inbound, and it goes back to him, and a pass off the hands, and nearly a costly turnover as Piernike. And another shot, Ed Hubner, and this time it's off the mark. Taken it by Silman. Silman going over, and then to the corner. Then Denley, and then over to Frost. Back to Silman. Taking it slow from here. Silman, another 3, making a go, and it's back to a 7-point game for Gretna. Taking it now over to Tolliver, and Bedanu, over to Piernike. Over to Bedanu, taking it in. Piernike now. And then a long shot, and the 3 is no good, but an offensive rebound by Bedanu. Piernike now off the mark. But now another offensive rebound. Now Ed Hubner with the ball, and now he gives it to Marquise Tolliver. Tolliver back to Hubner. Hubner now making man miss. The ball goes through his legs. And now over to Bedanu. Bedanu now back to Hubner. Hubner to Piernike from the top of the key. Now to Tolliver, to Piernike, and right into the hoop he goes. It's Jack Piernike. Silliman now taking the ball, who had 2 crucial 3s the past couple of minutes to decrease the prep lead, and Alec Wilson's with the 2-pointer, back to a 7-point game. Marquise Tolliver now over to Piernike. Bedanu now over to Joey Rischel. Rischel for 3, and it's drained. Joey Rischel increases the prep lead. TJ Silliman now taking it over to Ben Denley. Denley now over to Frost. Frost making it over, and open, and for the basket is Jack Johnson. Inbound and taken by Tolliver to Bedanu. And then over to Piernike, and then over to Hubner, and then to Tolliver, and then Joey Rischel, who is off the mark on that 3, who has been laser sharp here tonight. And a not so good of a pass, and it goes out of bounds, and to the Junior Jays. Now Batanu. Now over to Owen Shatowski, who just checked in. Now up to the key to Tolliver, and taken in, and a kind of a weird looking pass, and they get a block foul. Foul will go with the Jays, and it'll go down to the fouls on the floor, so it will be inbounded by Ed Hubner. Taken in by Hubner over to Emmett Knight, who just checked in. And then a 2-pointer off the mark for Owen Shatowski, excuse me. Over to, and a whistle is called, and he will go to the floor and shoot a couple. Number 14, Ben Denley, he'll go to the line. First 3 throw, in and out. Second shot on the way. And 1 for 2 is Denley. And a kind of a pass off the mark, and a pass almost recovered by Tolliver, and it ends up going to the Gretna Dragons. This time, Alec Wilkins with under a minute to go, and a basket is good. Send over to Edwin Knight, over to Marquise Tolliver. Tolliver taking it over. And how about that? Three just going in and out. For the three is Ed Hubner. Taken away by Stuggenholtz, and Stuggenholtz will be called for a travel. Batanu. Now over Shishikowski. Now over to Knight. Open and a wide pass, and it will go for as a turnover intended for Ed Hubner. Taken it out by Zane Flores. Flores is now still taking it without correction. That's Alex Wilkins. Wilkins losing the ball, and ref saying it will stay with the Gretna Dragons here. Alec Wilkins on the inbound. And inbound it. Wilkins, who comes out of bounds, out for the three, and instead it goes out. And it's a rebound by Marquise Tolliver, who does not get the shot off. It is a 5-point prep lead going into the fourth quarter. We'll be back. and a timeout is called. As possession will go to Gretna. Start after this timeout, 4:57 to go. Veith taking it into Silliman. Veith on the inbound. Silliman now taking it to Kobe Erdkamp this time. Erdkamp now over to Joey Veith. And it's a turnover, taking it away. This time it's Joey Rischel. Now it's over to Marquise Tolliver. Tolliver standing still. Now making some tricky moves here. Now he fires. Now up. And Ed Hubner just off the mark. And an offensive rebound by Tolliver. Tolliver going out. Rischel now. Marquise Tolliver now holding the ball. And now making some good pivot foots. Dribbling back. Rischel now. Pressuring Hubner to Rischel, now to Hubner. Hubner gets fouled. And it will be a push. And he'll go to the line and he'll shoot a couple. First free throw is still made right down the middle. As the second one, it will remain a 4-point game, and it's a rebound by Jack Johnson as he takes it over to Rischel. Correction, he'll take it over to TJ Silliman. Silliman trying to make around and over. And back to him. This time to Stuggenholtz. Holtz back to Silliman. And taking it now this time is Kobe Erdkamp. And it will be a jump ball, but it will stay with Gretna as the so far a great play to get that jump ball off. It's TJ Silliman. Man makes moves here. Around. Joey Rischel. Now over to a blocking foul is called. And the ball will go down on the floor as Silliman to inbound it. Running out of time, and he takes it to Frost. Frost now to Stuggenholtz, excuse me. Taking it, and a push-off is called. This time it's on Joey Rischel this time. Taking it is Silliman. Silliman now taking it from the basket and then out to the free throw line. Wide open for a three and just off the mark, rolling out And it's a rebound by Marquise Tolliver. And Marquise Tolliver with a great job deflecting it off the Gretna defenders. And it will stay with prep ball. .240 left here. Beats a new. Over. Joey Rischel now over to BJ now. Open for a three. Now wide open lane. And then taking it all the way out to Beta New. And now over to PJ Newbill. Newbill driving. And just off the mark. But what a great save here by Joey Rischel off the not so good shot by PJ Newbill. And this time it's stuck in Holtz. Off the mark, off the rim, and it's a taken away. This time by Tolliver. Tolliver now, just off the rim. Almost a great play by Marquise Tolliver and Joey Rischel, but this time it's Silliman on the carry. Cross from the corner. Back to Silliman. TJ Silliman. Joey Veith now. And it's a takeaway. Taken away by PJ Newbill with an easy layup, and it's back to an 8-point game. Whistle is called a timeout by Gretna. It is a 42-34 lead by Prep. As Christmas spirit flies around here with fans alive and cardboard here. After the timeout, 1:19 to go here. Inbound by Ben Denley over to TJ Stillman this time as the clock continues to roll at 8-point deficit here for Gretna. Whatever they have to do to get ahead, they better do it in a hurry. Ben Denley, and it's a takeaway. This time by Zach Rischel, and a easy put in by Joey Rischel. It's a 10-point game, under a minute now. TJ Stillman. No out. And a whistle is called. It is a travel. And staying over to the side for an inbound. Taken away. Now over to Ed Humner. Ed Humner rolling around. This time to Bernier. Almost trapped. Now to Tolliver, and a foul is called. Is it inbound here by Joey Rischel? As over to Humner, and a whistle is called, but it will go down to the floor. It will not count. Foul is called. And that is the 7th foul. It will be 1-on-1 from the free throw line. Here is Joey Rischel. One for one right now for Rischel, as it's an 11-point lead with just under 30 seconds here to go. Off the mark, it's still 11-point game. Taken away this time, it's Ben Denley for a 3 off the mark. And Hubner will just let it around, and it will be Preps basketball. Hubner now still backing it to Newbill. Newbill will take it out, and pretty much we'll call it a day here for Preps varsity team as the clock winds down. Final here for your varsity junior Jays, or correction, junior varsity junior Jays. Final score, Prep 45, Gretna 34.
Good evening and welcome to the Hyder Center for tonight's matchup between the third-ranked Creighton Prep Junior Jays and the Gretna Dragons. And tonight it is Christmas in the cage, full of cardboard cutouts. I'm Tyler Eady, alongside Brendan Preisman. Pleased to be with you tonight. Thank you for joining us. We wish you a Merry Christmas. And Brendan, first semester's over, finals are done, and what better way to start Christmas break than with some basketball?
Taking a nap, I guess. But you know, since I can't do that, I'll be happy to call this one. We got a great game coming up. Number 3 Creighton Prep Junior Jays versus the Gretna Dragons, and they're unranked, but they're a very solid team. There's a lot to like on both sides here.
Yeah, so Gretna started the preseason unranked, but the past top 10 rankings that came out from Omaha High School Hoops, which you'll see here, Gretna moved up to number 8. They've played some close games, won a few games, 3 wins and 1 loss, and that loss, a 9-point loss to Omaha Central, 4th-ranked team in the state. You see Prep at number 3. The 2 teams ahead of them, Bellevue West, Miller North. It's really a coin flip for the 1 and 2 spots.
Yeah.
So you look at what the 2 teams we see tonight have done this season, Gretna and Creighton Prep. Gretna obviously with that close loss to Omaha Central, so they can definitely make things interesting tonight.
Yeah, and one of the big reasons that Gretna lost that game was because Jaden Dawson and Jaron Marshall for Omaha Central, they just went off 36 points on 10 of 18 shooting. That's 2 points a shot. That's basically just, if they take a shot, it's going in. So as a team for Gretna, there's nothing you can do about that. But since then, they seem to have recovered. They've started, they still haven't been able to really pull away from a team, but they're definitely turning up the pace, and it's working for them.
And then on the other side, you look what Creighton Prep has done, 4-0 start, what you like to see if you're a Junior J fan. But that last game, Saturday night at Millard West, Junior J stumbled a bit, especially offensively. They've been great on defense all season long, but only 42 points put up, and that was a gritty, hard-fought win over Millard West. So Creighton Prep's going to have to do some things differently tonight.
I mean, that Millard West game, looking at the stats, if you just look at it without seeing the final score, you think, oh, Millard West won this game in a blowout. But no, Prep won the rebound battle. They hit the free throws they had to. They just wanted the win more than Millard West did, and they got it with a game-winning tip-in by their junior star, Luke Jungers.
Yeah, so let's take a look at what Creighton Prep is up against tonight with these Gretna Dragons. And last year, Gretna lost a lot of seniors, a lot of good point scorers, but they've been able to manufacture some good stuff this year, especially from their 2 freshmen, Landon Pekorski, number 23, Alex Wilcoxon, number 24. Pekorski has 12.8 points per game to start this season. That leads all Class A freshmen this year. Only 4 games so far, but he's been dominant, really. Best player on the team, maybe. Aside from Grant Jansen, the junior center/power forward, he's 3rd in Class A overall in rebounds. So Gretna's got some dangerous players. There's no doubt about it.
I mean, yeah, you mentioned Pekorski, but this team just has a lot of really solid players. You mentioned Wilcoxon as well. Wilcoxon, 50% three-point shooting, leads the team that's shooting 46% of the whole. Really impressive shooting exhibition all around. And then their senior point guard, Quinn Frost, leads the team with 5 assists. They're averaging almost 14 total assists as a team. So they like to spread the ball around. And as we mentioned, 46% three-pointers. They're getting a lot of open shots. They're knocking a lot of them down. This is a tough test for Creighton Prep.
Yeah, and on the Creighton Prep side, these 5 guys you see on the screen might not change all year long. They're one of the most well-rounded, best starting lineups in Class A, and Luke Jungers leading the way. He's been the man this season, 12.5 points per game, showing you why he's got those 2 NCAA offers for college. A.J. Rollins has taken a bit of a step back this year, 5.5 points per game, but he's been getting rebounds alongside Jungers, a big reason why they won that game against Millard West. And then the production from everybody else, you see 8.3 points per game from Wiley, 8.5 from Buckley, 8 from City. They can all get it done on any given night.
And one of the big things that has helped this Prep team is rebounding. 33 rebounds a game for them, 11 and a half coming on the offensive end. That was one of the big reasons they were able to get that win against Millard West. I mean, the very definition of a tip-in requires an offensive rebound. That's what Jungers was able to get. And then they're also a really solid defensive team. I think they had something like 27 points off turnovers against Grand Island in the opener, which we were also lucky enough to call. But they're averaging 9.3 combined steals and blocks per game. And if you're able to get the fast break and convert off turnovers, which Prep does very well, that's about 18 points a game. That could be huge.
Yeah, and the defense playing well. You can see it in points per game as well. 35.8 points per game allowed. They haven't allowed over 40 points to a team in any of the first 4 games of the season. And then rebounds. Look at the way Creighton Prep has out-rebounded Gretna to start the season. 32.8 to 25.3. Junior J is definitely going to have to own the glass again tonight, but Gretna as opposed to Creighton Prep has shot the 3 ball very well. So what do these two teams need to do tonight to get a win going into the holiday tournament?
It's really kind of an unstoppable force versus an immovable object, but one thing that Gretna's going to have to do on offense is get the open shots they have, because against this Prep defense, it's really tough to do. So take the ones you've got and make sure you knock them down.
All right, we'll be right back after the national anthem. All right, welcome back to the Hyder Center for this presentation of Christmas in the Cage on the Creighton Prep Sports Network. Tyler Reedy with Brendan Preisman bringing this one to you tonight. And before we got to the national anthem, we were going through the keys of the game. Anything you didn't get to finish there, Brendan, about these two teams?
So I already mentioned what Gretna needed to do on offense. And for Prep, it's really simple. Just keep doing what they've been doing. Work inside out and crash the glass, because they've been getting a lot of open shots, but as we've seen in a lot of their games, some of those shots just weren't falling. So make sure to crash the glass and get those rebounds. And then defense for both teams is equally important. Gretna's giving up 51 points a game. They're still scoring 55, but they can't afford to get into a shootout with the team as offensively powerful as Prep. So what Gretna's got to do on defense is box out, because we've seen that they struggled with rebounding all season. And then for Prep, the thing is, be active in the passing lanes. Gretna likes to pass the ball a lot, 14 assists a game. So make sure that they can't do that. Again, 9.3 combined steals and blocks. Have active hands, get in the passing lanes, force a couple turnovers, and start the fast break.
All right, quickly, the starters for tonight for Gretna: number 5, Blake Rose; number 12, Quinn Frost; number 23, Landon Pekorski; number 24, Alex Wilcoxon; and number 52, Grant Jansen. For Prep, number 3, Justin City; number 4, Brendan Buckley; number 21, Luke Jungers; number 12, MyJ Wiley; and number 11, AJ Rollins, who just won the tip-off. Glad you're with us tonight. Enjoy the game, folks. Christmas in the Cage 2020 edition. Prep starts with the basketball. A lot of ball movement. Brendan Buckley with it. Justin City up at the top. Luke Jungers on the outside. He shot the 3 ball well this season. MyJ Wiley in the corner. Inside, AJ Rollins. Back to Wiley.
And it looks like Gretna right now is in a 2-3. They're trying to make it tough to score inside.
And that 2-3 could not stop Luke Jungers from scoring inside. He's got the first points of the evening. 2-0 Creighton Prep, 35 seconds into the ball game. So now coming back the other way for Gretna. You just saw Landon Pekorski, the leading scoring freshman, with the ball. He's got it again. Pekorski spins past Buckley, runs into Rollins. A Hail Mary pass is tipped back right to MyJ Wiley. Tried to get it to City, but a beautiful effort play to get back. But it's turned over again to Rollins, who gets it to Wiley, and we settle down.
And one of the things you mentioned to me in the pregame before we started the stream was that these freshmen for Gretna, they might be a little rattled, even with no real fan section in the arena for Prep. This is a pretty big game for them, probably the biggest of their high school careers. So they might be a little rattled coming into Prep against a program that's got such a great history and so much talent.
A.J. Rollins goes over the top of Grant Jansen for the basket, and both of Prep's big men have 2 points. It's 4-0 Junior Jays. 6.5 to play in the first quarter. Over to Alex Wilcoxon, who's going to drive in on Jungers. Gets it to Grant Jansen. His shot comes up short, barely grazed the rim, and the Junior Jays able to come back the other way with it. Nice start for Creighton Prep, especially defensively, where they've been so dominant. Here's A.J. Rollins working on Jansen again, able to get around him, and the shot does not go. Pulled down on the rebound by Pekorski. He'll try to get out against Buckley. 2 minutes into the first quarter. Junior Jays leading by 4 with 2 points each from Rollins and Jungers. Alex Wilcoxon to Grant Jansen. Hands it off to Blake Rose, working on Wiley. Able to get it over the corner. First three-pointer of the night is good. Alex Wilcoxon with the three, and the freshman's got Gretna on the board. It's 4-3 Junior Jays.
And we mentioned Wilcoxon in the pregame knocks down half of his shots from three-point land. So if you're going to stop him, you got to get a hand in his face. And even then, it might not be enough, as we saw there with Luke Jungers.
Here's a three-pointer from Jungers. That one just comes up short. Rebound pulled down by Grant Jansen, who's got the third most rebounds in Class A to start the season. Working inside, back outside for Gretna. Rose thought about a three, gets it to Pekorski. Now Wilcoxon at the top. Over to Quinn Frost. He's going to drive in on Rollins, gets it into the corner. Another three. Wilcoxon's got 2 of them. What a start for the freshman. He's got 6, and he's got the Dragons up 6-4 with 5 minutes to go in the first. So we mentioned right away, as there's a travel on Creighton Prep, we mentioned at the top, Gretna is so good at shooting the three-pointer, and you told us that Alex Wilcoxon's the main guy, even with the limited sample size. He's proven it tonight.
And I also mentioned that the freshman Ivy Rattle, well, it's the other way around now. Wilcoxon, a freshman, he's 2 for 2 right now. And those shots haven't been easy shots. There's been a hand in his face. He's just knocking him down like it's nothing.
Blake Rose getting a screen from Grant Jansen. Dragons working with a 2-point lead. Frost back out to Rose. Quick ball movement. Pekorski at the top. Over to Quinn Frost. Nice pass to Grant Jansen. He'll take a jumper, and it's good. So it's an 8-4 lead for Gretna. And now the Junior Jays, after starting off with a 4-0 lead, are going to have to battle back, just like last year at Christmas in the Cage. Brendan Buckley over to MyJ Wiley. Jungers tries to work in. Justin City, 3 from the top. No good, too long. And the rebound is pulled in by Wilcoxon, who's off to a nice start tonight. On the near side, Quinn Frost working on City. 4 minutes to go, halfway through the first quarter. Another three. Wilcoxon cannot be stopped in the first quarter. His third three-pointer, and it's 11-4 in favor of Gretna. What a start for this guy. 9 points already, 3:45 remaining in the first.
And the crazy thing is,
And another travel is called against Wiley.
the crazy thing about Wilcoxon is that they're not playing necessarily bad defense on him. It's not like there's nobody within 10 feet of him. People are getting in his face, but it's just not mattering. He's knocking 3 after 3 down. And much like against Grand Island, Prep might have to change their defensive strategy up a little bit.
And it's another basket for Gretna. They take a 13-4 lead.
That was Pekorski, I think.
Yeah, Pekorski with his first of the night. He's the leading scorer for all freshmen in Class A, as Jungers will work in the paint, try and get Prep some points back. He can't get the shot to go. And now Gretna coming back the other way with a chance to make it a double-digit lead. 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Here's Pekorski. Over to Blake Rose. Pekorski, Wilcoxon, 9 points already for number 24 in green. Here's Rose. Gets a screen from Jansen. Wilcoxon in the corner. Won't take the shot this time. Now Quinn Frost up top. Pekorski against Wiley.
And you can already see how the made shots from Wilcoxon are affecting the Prep defense. Luke Jungers was the one guarding him, and Jungers was standing out at the three-point line even if he was 2 passes away. That's something you don't normally do.
Wiley can't get the shot to go, going over the top of a defender, and now an odd man rush for Gretna. 5-on-3. Pekorski with his first three. That one's no good, just barely missed. Rollins able to pull in the rebound. 2:15 to go in the first quarter. Prep quickly back the other way, needing points. Down by 9.
You got to take your time here. You can't afford a dumb turnover.
And Jungers with a wide open three. It is good. He's got 5 points now, and maybe the best three-point shooter on the team at this point, has his first one of this evening.
Shooting 42% this year. He's definitely a guy that Prep needs to get hot quick if they're going to come back from this 6-point deficit.
13-7 in favor of the Dragons, and a travel is called on Gretna, so we've seen plenty of travels to start the night, 2 against Prep. Now it looks like momentum might be shifting back the other way towards the Junior Jays.
Plenty of turnovers. And now A.J. Rollins coming out. A bit of a surprise considering how much Prep relies on rebounds. But then again, the other big man, Grant Jansen, averaging 9 rebounds a game, also coming out for the Dragons. So now some of the second unit guys getting in, and we'll get a chance to see how that affects things.
Here's Justin City going to try a three-pointer. No good. His second miss of the night, but a battle for the rebound ends up in the hands of Luke Jungers, and you can bet on him finishing that one. 7 points now for number 21, and it's a 4-point game.
And that's just a great effort by Jungers. He was able to tip the rebound out of a guy's hands. He didn't even have position, but he was able to affect the ball just enough that it got loose, and he was able to pick it up and convert the layup. A great play by Luke Jungers.
He's already got 7, 1:15 to go in the first quarter. Gretna trying to hold on to their lead.
Oh, what a move.
Foul is called, as going hard to the basket there was Mason Goldman. And with 1:13 to go, the foul against Casey O'Malley will send Gretna's big man for the moment to shoot 2.
And the pick and roll is something that's been working for Gretna so far this game, because their offense thrives on open shots, especially open perimeter shots. And that pick and roll there, you could see that instead of guarding Goldman, the Prep defense looked to prevent the perimeter shot. And that means that it's a free throw opportunity for Goldman. Can't convert either of them, but that's still something that the Prep defense has to worry about.
Just over a minute to play in the first quarter. Creighton Prep trying to get this game tied going into the second. It was a 13-4 lead for Gretna at one point after the Junior Jays started off up 4-0. Here's Brendan Buckley over to Connor Buckley.
And you can see how Jungers is really affecting the defense by staying on the block. He doesn't normally do that, but he's forcing them to keep at least one guy inside.
Brilliant shot fake from Brendan Buckley, and the 3 goes down to make it a 1-point game, and it's 40 seconds left in a 1-point game now. 13-12 lead for Gretna. So let's see how long the Dragons hold on to the ball here. 30 seconds to go, nursing a 1-point advantage late in the first quarter. Nice move made there to get it out to Pekorski against City. Now he gets double teamed and he travels. So now 2 travels on both teams tonight. 21 seconds left. Prep's got a chance to take the final shot of the quarter.
And the Prep defense has started to figure things out. Grand Island, a very perimeter-oriented team, especially with Grant Jansen, their leading scorer, sitting on the bench. So what Prep's got to do, especially with Luke Jungers still in, is make sure that the perimeter shots can't happen. Because with Jungers in, you've got a guy who can defend the hoop. What you don't necessarily have is guys who can defend the perimeter.
Wide open 3. Justin City gets it to go, and that is going to take us to the end of quarter number 1 with the Junior Jays leading the Dragons of Gretna 15-13. And it was an eventful first quarter. Prep started off with a 4-0 lead. Gretna rattled off 13 consecutive points to go up 13-4, but then Prep with 11 straight of their own. So a very streaky game.
It's a game of runs.
Yeah, switches the momentum between these two teams.
Kind of like ping pong.
Yeah. So based on what you've seen with these two teams, you mentioned, these could be very evenly matched teams, although it doesn't necessarily look like it on paper with the rankings. But based on what you've seen so far, what do these two teams need to do to get wins after what you saw at the first quarter?
Well, not too much has changed. I would like Prep to keep doing what they're doing and keep having a guy inside, because if you've got a known threat like Luke Jungers or A.J. Rollins in the post, then that forces the Gretna defense to put 1 or 2 guys on the blocks to make sure that Jungers can't get an easy shot, and that's going to leave a guy open. And one thing I really like is the way Brendan Buckley's been playing on the perimeter. We saw 2 times in a row where he just made a beautiful pump fake and got the other team's guy to just go up and past him. And that led to 2 open threes, both of which went in. So I'd say for Prep, you got to keep getting open shots. And then for Gretna on offense, you just got to work through the double teams, because Prep doubling is a very risky strategy for a team that shoots this well from 3-point range. So if you're Gretna, you've got to know when the double's coming. You got to get the ball out. You got to find the open man, and you got to convert those shots.
And they have so far. Alex Wilcoxon, one of their 2 big-name freshmen, went 3 for 3 from downtown in that first quarter, giving him 9 points. And on the other side, Luke Jungers made 1 3-pointer, two 2 nice jobs in the paint to get layups. He's got 7 points on the night. Brendan Buckley with 3, Justin City with 3. Each of those guys with 3-pointers. See what the second quarter brings. It's been an eventful start so far. Gretna with the basketball. Mason Goldman inside, wide open in the paint, and that is too easy for number 35, Ethan Tech, the senior, to tie the game at 15.
And that's working out of the double team right there. Prep got a little too aggressive there on the perimeter, and you can't leave a guy rolling to the block all alone.
Casey O'Malley thought about stepping into a 3, and his indecision might have cost him. He's able to get it to Justin City, over to Buckley, back to City. He's got 1 good 3 already, and he does not have 2 as there's a battle in the paint for the basketball. And the shot doesn't go in, but Connor Buckley was fouled. So with 7:21 to go, he will go to the line. Looks like the foul was against Mason Goldman as it was an all-out scrum for that rebound.
And more great effort by Brendan Buckley. His efforts don't always show up in the stat sheet, but he is just an incredible all-around player. Leads the team in both steals and blocks, as well as 3-point percentage, and he was all over that play. He was able to get the rebound tip to his brother Connor that resulted in these free throws, and he's just a do-it-all guy that can fill any hole the prep offense or defense really needs, and that he's really the main reason, besides Luke Jungers, that they're winning right now.
Connor Buckley makes both free throws. Prep has their lead back 17-15.
Good tip.
And there's that defense intercepting passes in the offensive end, so now a chance to build on the lead.
And guess who tipped it?
Brendan Buckley?
Indeed.
Yep. J. Wiley over to Connor Buckley, back to Wiley. They play pitch and catch. Buckley's got a chance for a 3.
It.
He's going to take it. And it is good to make it 20-15. Connor Buckley with 5 points in the last 2 possessions, and Gretna basically gave that to him.
And the prep press is starting to get the Gretna offense a little bit more nervous, because this pressure defense by prep is something that can really cause a team to scramble for anything and make a lot of dumb mistakes. We saw that with Grand Island, and we might start to –
Ooh! Ethan Tech gets shut down by A.J. Rollins, but then Rollins turns around and fouls Blake Rose on the rebound. So he will go to the line to shoot 2 and try to make it a 1-score game again. 6:29 remaining in the first half.
Actually, I think that's Grant Jansen at the free throw line.
Grant Jansen, okay. Jansen was the one fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. First one, no good. Jansen with 2 points on the night. He's been on the bench for a while, but just checked back into the game.
And Gretna, ordinarily a pretty good free throw shooting team, only 66% from the line right now, but that's obviously a pretty small sample size. But so far, 0 of 3 on their attempts.
Well, they've got one now.
Yeah.
Jansen with his 3rd point of the night, and it's now a 20-16 ball game as Justin City will start back up the other way. Gives to Jungers. J. Wiley, cross court. City. Jungers back to Wiley. Brendan Buckley. Another shot fake. Leads him to a 3. It's no good. Yeah, you were about to get really excited, weren't you there, Brendan?
I was. And Prep continues to force that Gretna defense to make a choice by putting a guy in the lane, and it's working for them. They're getting the open shots, and eventually those shots are going to start falling.
Jansen's jump shot was pulled down by Brendan Buckley, who's going to get it to Luke Jungers. His 3 comes up short, and a nice board from Ethan Tech. We'll get it back for Gretna.
And Prep really starting to put the pace up now, and this is what this team, averaging almost 60 points a game, this is what they like to do. It's what Gretna likes to do also, but they don't have as good a defensive presence as Prep. So having to keep up with these junior Jays, that's an arduous task and one they might not be able to handle, especially with lots of freshmen.
Wide open in the paint is Grant Jansen again, and that's been a bit of an issue for the junior Jays. We've seen a couple fairly open targets in the paint tonight, and that time Grant Jansen was the beneficiary of poor defense.
He's got 5 already.
Yep, 5 points. Luke Jungers, the other big man, unable to come up with a shot. A.J. Rollins just snatches that rebound up and puts it home. He's got 4 points now, and it's a 4-point lead again for Prep.
And Gretna now trying to push the pace even more. Don't want to give Prep a chance to set that press defense up by getting the ball up court and past midcourt quickly. Doesn't work, though. Great defensive recoveries by Jungers and Buckley, respectively, to force Gretna to reset the offense.
Landon Pekorski up against Jungers. That's not a great matchup. He's able to get it to Ethan Tech, though.
Pretty difficult to pass out of that when a guy's 6'8".
Here's Tech working it in. Lost the handle. City is able to chase it down, though, and start it back the other way for Creighton Prep. 4.5 to go in the first half as Rollins working in the paint again. Open look. Brendan Buckley for three. It's good. And Creighton Prep takes a 7-point lead. Brendan Buckley, the guy you've been talking about all night, now with 6 points. 4:15 to go in the first half.
And one thing that strikes me about this Prep offense right now is just how unselfish it's being. We've seen guys have shots in rhythm that they haven't taken because they think there's another open guy. More often than not, they turn out to be right. 25 points already for Prep, well on pace to break their season average. And that's just because nobody really cares who scores on this team. They just want somebody to score, and that's what's giving them the lead.
Gretna trailing by 7. They need to come up with some points here before halftime. Grant Jansen up top. Quinn Frost tried to get it to Will Coxon in the corner. And Brendan Buckley got his hands on another one. Junior Jays with J. Wiley come the other way. He's able to get out to Jungers.
Passing.
City. Brendan Buckley. Back to City.
And now Rollins and Jungers in the post. A lot of green in the paint.
Three-pointer for J. Wiley comes up short. He's still yet to score tonight. As now the ball on the court there. As
that'll be Prep basketball.
It's going to be Prep basketball off the jump ball. Good work by Brendan Buckley to try and chase that down again. 3:21 to go in the first half.
Brendan Buckley taking a well-deserved break now.
Yep, for sure. Coming into the game, Martell Evans, seeing his first action of the evening. J. Wiley will inbound. Evans at the top. City. Wiley in the corner. Back to Justin City. Luke Jungers, who's got a 3 tonight. Gets it into A.J. Rollins, working on Jansen, and he made that look real easy. A.J. Rollins with 6 points now, and Prep with their largest lead of the night at 9, but a wide open 3 on the other end, no good. It was taken by Blake Rose, and Justin City will bring it back the other way.
A.J. Rollins really using that football acumen on that last possession to make a move, get past it was Jansen, and get the easy layup.
And there's the first points of the evening from J. Wiley as he knocks down the 3 from the top, and Creighton Prep having a heck of a second quarter. They're up by 12 with 2.5 to go in the first half.
I think it's something like a 15-5 run right now.
Yeah, what was it? 15 to...
Because they were up 15-13. Yeah, it's
15-5. 15-13. Yeah, 15 to 5 second quarter for Prep.
And I think that's... No, it's 3 2s and 3 3s, so a bunch of well-balanced scoring coming from Prep as well.
Yeah, they've been doing it all.
Youngers kind of shoved the guy there.
Will Coxon able to get it out, driving in. Rollins!
That's not a foul.
Gets the block, but also gets the foul. And going to the line to shoot 2.
That's not a foul.
Will be Quinn Frost. So
that's not a foul.
Rollins has been denying several Gretna players in the paint. He's been owning that paint on both ends tonight, but that time, according to the refs, illegally.
Yeah, averaging half a block a game is A.J. Rollins, and he is definitely one of the most fearsome interior presences in the Metro, especially considering what he does on the football field. We've called a lot of those games. We know what he can do with a loose ball, and he's just a great interior force for Prep, and one that a perimeter-oriented team uses to their advantage.
Luke Jungers unable to make the shot in the paint. Gretna down by 10. 2 minutes to go in the first half. As Landon Pekorski, who's been fairly quiet tonight, despite his usual scoring average, trying to get something going here. Grant Jansen double-teamed, but Luke Jungers with Martell Evans. Good defense there. Now Justin City back to Martell Evans. Prep trying to build on the lead, keep their momentum going into halftime. Connor Buckley with a nice give and go to J. Wiley, but the shot's no good.
Oh, great board.
Martell Evans reaching back for the rebound, and now Justin City at the top will settle things down and try and get Prep another basket. Evans over to City.
2 guys in the post again for Prep.
Now Martell Evans going to try a 3-pointer. It's good. So Evans, who was able to keep that sequence going with the offensive rebound, is able to come up with the 3-point shot, and it's now a 13-point Junior J lead.
And look at the Prep defense, still getting way out on the perimeter. Nobody would even think about taking those shots in a normal basketball game, but Prep is still right there. They don't want any open shots for Gretna anymore.
Working it inside, Grant Jansen was triple-teamed. He's able to get it out.
Great recovery by Prep again.
Pekorski to Will Coxon. Will Coxon had 9 points in the first quarter, none in the second.
And Gretna kind of has a size mismatch.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's That's a tough matchup there. Quinn Frost trying to drive in on Jungers, and there we got a foul.
It was Jungers got Blake Rose on the block, and that'd be pretty scary if you got Luke Jungers dribbling full speed ahead at you. But one thing that I find curious is that Grand Island isn't really exploiting the size matchup that they've got in the post. They've got Grant Jansen working on Luke Jungers, and Jungers is 6'8", but he doesn't have quite the weight that Jansen does, and Jansen's kind of been pushing him around. So if you're Gretna, maybe you look at the film from the first half and go to that in the second.
Yep, 20 seconds to go. Martell Evans, who just made a three, is going to hold on to the basketball for a while. Now 15 seconds. Evans to Brendan Buckley.
You got Majay.
Majay Wiley in the corner, going to take the three, and it's no good.
Great tip by Evans.
Jungers gets the rebound. He's fouled, but no, it's a travel.
Oh.
It is a travel, no foul. And Gretna will have the basketball with 4.8 to go until halftime.
And another great rebound tip by Martell Evans. Prep continues to show why they're averaging double-digit offensive rebounds a game.
Martell Evans, half-court heave, and
not quite.
That's going to go over the backboard. And that is how we will end the first half. Creighton Prep with a beautiful second quarter. They lead 33-20 after going down 13-4 in the first quarter at one point. It's been an exciting game so far for sure.
Certainly has.
Definitely made up for the cardboard cutouts instead of fans, unfortunately. And speaking of cardboard cutouts, just because you can't come to the game doesn't mean you won't be able to cheer on the Junior Jays. Get a cutout for the Hyder Center. You can get yours at CreightonPrep.org/cutout. Enjoy this video to see all the cutouts now on display on the far side of the court. All right, hello and welcome back to the Hyder Center. Coming out of the halftime break between the third-ranked Creighton Prep Junior Jays and the Gretna Dragons. Creighton Prep leading 33-20 here at Christmas in the Cage. We thank you for being with us, and you've seen an entertaining game tonight, no doubt about it. Prep started off with a 4-0 lead. Gretna took a 13-4 lead with 13 unanswered points in that first quarter. and then Prep made it 15-13 at the end with the lead, and they really pulled away in that second quarter. What did you see differently from the Junior Jays that allowed them to get away like that, Brendan?
Well, they didn't really allow any open perimeter shots. Alex Wilcoxon, the freshman star for the Gretna Dragons, 3 for 3 from beyond the arc in the first quarter. Didn't take a shot in the second. He had 9 points at the end of one, 9 points at the end of two, because the Prep defense did a much better job at getting out on the perimeter and either forcing bad shots or forcing passes.
And the defense, which has been so good all season, didn't get off to the prettiest start in the first quarter, but they were on shutdown mode in the second quarter. Gretna could not manufacture much at all outside of free throws, really, and wide open looks in the paint. That was it. Aside from that, Gretna couldn't manufacture much at all. So what do you think they need to change, especially on offense and even on defense? Prep had a bit of an offensive explosion in the second quarter, too.
Well, I think on offense, Gretna really needs to start taking what Prep is giving. Like, Prep has given them a couple of wide open looks in the post, but you have to be willing to take some of those looks that aren't as wide open and those that might result in like a 10-foot fadeaway, because you're not getting the open 20-foot jump shots anymore. And then on defense, stop falling for pump fakes and make sure to recover on skip passes, because Prep's been using pump fakes and skip passes all game long, and they're just working very well, especially that second quarter. 18-7 scoring margin for Prep.
Scoring tonight for the Junior Jays, 4 different players have at least 5 points. Luke Jungers leading the way as usual with 7. Landon Pekorski will start with the basketball for Gretna as they try to make a comeback here, trailing by 13.
And they switch Jungers onto Wilcoxon.
Wilcoxon works into the paint on Jungers. Nice bounce pass to Pekorski. 3 from the corner is no good, and Jungers comes up with the rebound.
And Prep getting lucky there. You can't just watch the basketball. You got to make sure that the offside defense isn't leaving guys open.
City inside to Jungers. Brendan Buckley's got an open look for 3. He was great all around in the first half, and that continues into the second as he drills it from downtown. 16-point lead for the Junior Jays and 9 points for Buckley.
And the open threes just continuing to come for Creighton Prep. Gretna is really trying to drive and kick, but it's working like a treat for Prep. Every time that they make the extra pass, they get an open layup or an open three.
Jump shot, and yeah, that was a very
Little
obvious
risky.
foul. Yeah, Brendan Buckley went crashing into Landon Pekorski as he came down after the jump shot, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And that's one thing you do want to avoid, especially when the game is still theoretically within range for Gretna here. You don't want to start making stupid plays, especially if you're a guy like Brendan Buckley, who's really key to this team on both offense and defense, because then you start having to rely on bench guys. And if the game's not well out of reach by then Gretna could start mounting a comeback, and you don't want a team mounting a comeback with your best defensive guy on the bench.
Only 1 free throw made by Pekorski. He's got 3 points tonight. Creighton Prep has done a nice job of limiting him. Justin City, 6:50 to go in the third quarter. Now Brendan Buckley. Prep with a 15-point lead thanks to a second quarter pull away. City, 3 from the top. No good. And able to grab the rebound is Mason Goldman.
Where's the foul?
I don't know. He was getting pull drive.
Jungers didn't touch him.
Yeah, Jungers was in there. Grant Jansen was in there. There were a lot of different
looked
bodies.
Like Jansen was the guy that forced him down.
Well, it's Gretna basketball either way. 6:40 to go.
And Prep continuing to use that kind of 3 out, 2 in, or 4 out, 1 in offense, depending on how the Gretna defense responds. And they got to keep finding the open shots because they're there. The extra pass is something that a lot of teams don't like to look at because it takes too long and they'd rather get their own stuff, but it's a very important thing, especially for this Prep team. 3-pointer
was no good from Quinn Frost. Prep back the other way with Brendan Buckley getting the shot to go. He's got 11 points now on the night, leading the way for Creighton Prep. 6:10 to go in the third quarter, and it's a 38-21 ball game. So now Alex Wilcoxon leading Gretna with 9 points, but he's been stuck on 9 points since halfway through the first quarter.
And Wiley doing a great job getting around the screens.
Now Pekorski at the top, guarded by Buckley. Over to Quinn Frost. City on him. Gets a screen from Goldman that did not work. Goldman inside to the other big man, and there's a foul against one of the Junior Jays. Might have been Rollins or Buckley in there.
Might have been Jungers.
See who it is.
It's Rollins.
Oh, Jungers, 21.
Oh.
It was Jungers.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably didn't see that other finger, but yeah, Jungers fouls
No, I definitely did
Grant
not.
Jansen, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
And that's something that's okay for the Prep defense because rather than get the open layup or the open 3, they force free throws. And you never want a team to just get free throws often, but it's better than the alternative.
Jansen able to convert both free throws, and it's back to a 15-point game at 38-23, just
Jansen's
over
got
5.5 to go in the third quarter.
He's got 7 now. He's been a consistent presence in the middle on offense and defense for Gretna, and they might need to start running the offense through him if they want to mount a comeback because it's a 15-point deficit right now.
Justin City trying to make that deficit larger for Prep. Brendan Buckley on a beautiful cross-court pass, and the 3 is good.
Why not?
Brendan Buckley is on fire. He's got 14 points, and it's an 18-point lead, largest of the night for Creighton Prep.
Didn't we call his career high last year?
Yeah, 37 against Elkhorn South.
Yeah, 36. Wow.
And there's a foul called there, as it is against Justin City.
Wiley
I thought.
wanted to travel there.
Yeah. Foul against Justin City. 5:09 to go in the third.
And Prep may be getting a little over-aggressive. Remember, you got an 18-point lead. You don't necessarily need to go for every loose ball.
In the paint, good defense from Brendan Buckley, but a nice floater there from Mason Goldman, and that makes it a 41-25 ball game. Prep quickly goes back the other way. A.J. Rollins working against Jansen, couldn't get the shot to go, and it gets tipped out eventually to Quinn Frost. So Prep not really getting as open looks in the paint. They've gotten plenty of open chances from beyond the arc, but struggling a bit more in the paint to start the second half.
They've already got 8 points this quarter. I'd say their offense is working just fine.
Yeah, it's just they're not getting as much production from the paint.
No.
As this pass was behind the intended target and out of bounds, Creighton Prep will take over. 4:31 to go in quarter number 3, and a 16-point lead.
I guess you don't really expect Prep to get a lot of production in the paint, you know, because their whole thing is working inside out, but it's always nice for both offensively and defensively to get to slow it down and work with Jungers or Rollins in the post.
Jungers gets into the paint and gets fouled. So he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Jungers continues to be a threatening presence against this Gretna defense. And I'm just saying, one of the things you mentioned in that second quarter was the balance Creighton Prep was able to develop to get that successful second quarter offensively, getting both 2-pointers and 3-pointers. Hopefully they can keep that going as Jungers goes to the line, makes the first one. He's got 4 points now. 4:18 to go in the third quarter.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, my bad. 8 points. 8 points for Jungers.
Still got your brain rattled from finals,
oh, yeah.
I think.
Oh, yeah. It's going to take a little while.
I mean, today was probably the easiest day if you think about it.
Yeah. Jungers will go to the line for the second to get himself to 9 points. Good.
I mean, it was probably easier for me because you're studying a dead language, so.
Yeah.
You actually have to read books to figure out what people are talking about. I don't. I could just go to Canada and find somebody who speaks French and be like,
true.
Help me study.
That's true.
What are you going to do, go back in time?
Who knows? Gretna might want to go back in time when they had that 13-4 lead, I'll tell you that. 43-25 the score now as the Dragons are going to try to make some inroads on this deficit before the end of the third. Mason Goldman to Quinn Frost.
Continues to push the defense out on the perimeter. Most of the guys who are guarding the ball are at least 1 or 2 feet beyond the 3-point line, and that really shows you how much pressure this Prep defense is putting on this Gretna offense.
There's another tipped pass. It was the other Buckley this time. Connor Buckley got his hands on it, but Gretna with a nice recovery. They've got a chance at a 3, and Blake Rose is no good. They're swatting the rebound around all over the place. It comes to Quinn Frost, and back at the mid-court logo there is Blake Rose to receive the pass. So now
good series for Gretna, able to avoid getting the turnover, get an open look, and when that didn't fall, they're able to reset it and start over again.
Nice pass and finish there. Mason Goldman able to get it to go. He's got 4 points.
All of them coming this quarter.
Yeah, 16-point game now. 3:10 to go in the third quarter as both teams have been fairly even in this third quarter after Prep's monster second quarter of play. We'll see what the last 3 minutes bring.
And Prep appears to be more taking their time now. They're not, I wouldn't say it's quite Hoosiers where it's just like make 10 passes before you shoot, but there's definitely a lot more standing around than there was in that second quarter.
Beautiful ball movement, gets City an open look, and he will not be denied. 6 points now for Justin City, 19-point lead for Prep.
And the inside-out game continues to work wonders for Prep. Rollins averaging 1.3 assists per game. Most of them come off plays like that where he just gets doubled or tripled and then finds the open man.
2.5 to play in the third quarter. Alex Wilcoxon, who's been stuck on 9 points since the first quarter. Here's Quinn Frost. Works into the paint. And looks like we got a foul here against Creighton Prep.
Looks like it was on Brendan Buckley.
Justin City, I think.
But Brendan Buckley was the one guarding the ball.
No, it was Justin City. He was away from the ball.
Oh, it was off ball.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
away from the ball, yeah. So foul on Justin City, 2:17 to go in the third quarter. Dragons trailing by 19.
And that's now 5 fouls for Prep this half. They want to be careful not to get in the bonus.
Yeah.
And that's going to be another one.
That's going to get them closer, and
oh, this is not good.
Gretna's going to go to the line to shoot 2 as the foul was called against Luke
Jungers.
Jungers. Yep.
That's, I think, 3 on him.
Yeah, third personal.
Ooh.
So that will send Quinn Frost to the line to shoot 2. First one is up and good. 3 points on the night for Frost.
All coming from the line.
Yep, one of the few seniors on this team. It's a very balanced team in terms of classes for Gretna between freshmen, juniors, seniors. Frost trying to make it 4 points, and it's good.
And Frost, one of those quiet team leaders, because most often when you think of a team leader, you think of a guy who leads the team in points and rebounds, or somebody who goes out there and scores 15 points a game. But with Frost, it's more that quiet leadership. 9 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. He's one of those guys who doesn't really care who gets the stats as long as his team gets the win. But so far, it doesn't look like it's going to matter who gets the stats for Gretna because they're down 17 with 12 minutes to play.
Yeah, they got to get things going. As Rollins, unable to get the shot to go, crashes for the rebound. Brendan Buckley's able to pull it in, though.
And the second effort on the offensive rebounding.
Justin City lost his footing.
The second efforts and the offensive rebounds have provided countless amounts of points for Prep this season, and it just continues to do so. Every offensive rebound is just more juice drained from Gretna's legs and more momentum going to the Junior J sideline.
Brendan Buckley kicks
Nice
it out.
ball movement.
Justin
Oh.
City did not take the 3. A.J. Rollins.
He's doubled. There's somebody. City's open.
One-on-one.
City's open.
Well, they leave him in single coverage, actually,
Wow.
and Rollins is able to get it to go on Mason Goldman. So Rollins with 8 points now, and that's a good sign for him, only averaging 5.5 coming in. And he's exceeded that by a good margin tonight.
Yeah, Prep able to put the biscuit in the basket quite a bit this quarter now. I mean, that's already 15, nearly as many as they had last quarter. And we've been talking about how their offense has struggled, but they still managed to get those 15 to 20 points a quarter no matter what you do. It's incredible.
Yeah, they've got a chance to break their season high for offensive scoring tonight, 62 2 Saturdays ago against Papillion La Vista. As this is a foul against...
That's Prep ball. Wait, they called
Jump
that
ball,
a foul?
jump ball.
Okay. Yeah, it's Prep ball.
Yeah, jump ball will give it to Prep. They were pointing toward Gretna initially. I was like, that doesn't make sense, but yes, it is a jump ball, and it is Creighton Prep basketball. So 51.4 to go. Third quarter, Creighton Prep leading by 19. Big quarter from Brendan Buckley, who's leading the team with 14 points. A.J. Rollins doing good work as well with 8, and Luke Jungers, of course, with 9. Brendan Buckley to A.J. Rollins.
Martell Evans back in. He made quite a big impact late in that second quarter with his second effort.
And that's only going to continue. Martell Evans with some nice hands. He's got 5 points now. And it's a 21-point lead, largest of the night for Creighton Prep. They're at 50. 27 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Gretna needs to salvage something here out of the end of this quarter to take into the fourth.
Good tip by Connor Buckley to prevent the layup.
Out of bounds. Gretna will keep possession in the offensive end. 21.9 to go. As Landon Pekorski will inbound. Able to get it to Grant Jansen. And that's a struggle going up against A.J. Rollins, and Rollins wins that battle again.
Yep, Prep, going up against Prep in the post is often a losing battle because very few teams in the Metro are going to be able to throw 2 or 3 6'7", 6'8" guys at you.
Yep.
Prep can do that, and that's why they get so many of those rebounds. Like that.
Yep. Basket does not count for A.J. Rollins. He shot it after the buzzer. Third quarter is in the books. Creighton Prep 50, Gretna 29, and Junior Jays did not miss a beat with the halftime break, picking up right where they left off.
17 points.
In the second quarter, 17-point third quarter, and they need 13 more to break their season high. 62, I mentioned, December 5th against Papillion La Vista. So Creighton Prep offense struggled against Millard West in that game last Saturday night. Only 42 points put up. What's been different tonight to allow them to have so much success?
They're hitting their open shots. Sometimes it's just simple as that. I mean, after their first two games, they were averaging 42% from three-pointers as a team. That's gone down to 37% coming into tonight. So it really comes down to whether you can hit your open shots or not. That's the difference between 42 and probably 60 points for Prep.
Yep, 50-29 the score here. 8 minutes left. Leading scorers, Brendan Buckley with 14 for the Junior Jays. Luke Jungers, who's been the leading scorer all year, has 9. A.J. Rollins with 8. Connor Buckley with a nice 5 points. Justin City has 6. And then on the other side for Gretna, Alex Wilcoxon got off to a great start. 9 points on 3 three-pointers in the first quarter alone, but nothing since. He's still the leading scorer at 9, followed by Grant Jansen with 7. So Gretna will definitely need more production. That is, if it's not already too little too late. We'll see how this winds up.
It's just been a rough road for Gretna. It's also been kind of a rough road for Nebraska this season, but they're currently leading Rutgers 7-6 with about 5 minutes to go in the first half.
That's good news.
And Rutgers just got a first down. That's less good news. I mean, if you're watching us instead of Nebraska, I mean, we know you value success.
Yep. So here's Gretna with it. Quinn Frost beginning the fourth quarter. Dragons trailing by 21, and that'll make it 19 as Frost is able to get a nice finish.
He's got 6.
Yep, 6 points for Frost, 7.5 to go in the fourth quarter. The big matchup going on in Class A right now, Omaha Central and Papillion La Vista South, number 4 versus number 5. Central is ahead 39-33 in the half, just thought I'd let you know. That's the biggest game of the weekend for sure.
Aside from this one.
Yep.
Any game on CPTV is the biggest game of the week.
You
Come on
betcha.
now. Good passing.
Casey O'Malley's going to take a three-pointer, and it's good.
You can't give him that much space.
Casey O'Malley's got his first points of the evening.
He put the ball above his head and waited about 2 or 3 seconds before he shot. What's the defense doing?
And it's 53-31, 7 minutes to go. Creighton Prep has been excellent from beyond the arc tonight.
Good D by O'Malley there. Ooh!
Connor Buckley with some nice moves to
Put
get
it
free.
up.
Here comes O'Malley storming into the paint and getting fouled on the shot. Looked like that was on Pekorski.
And he got a taste of scoring. He just wants some more, driving straight to the hoop, wasting no time. Casey O'Malley in this fourth quarter.
6:51 remaining in the fourth. Chance to make it a 24-point lead with these 2 shots.
And one thing that's really impressive about this Prep team is how much alike the first and second units are. Because, like, you see some of the starters starting to come out. A.J. Rollins and Brendan Buckley probably coming off the court for the last time. But then they're getting replaced with guys like Casey O'Malley, Tony Tubrick, Connor Buckley, Martell Evans. Like, there's very little talent gap between the starters and the bench, and that's huge for a team like Prep because it just means that they're able to keep their production going no matter who's on the floor.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen Martell Evans have a big impact on the court coming off the bench. Casey O'Malley providing some energy to start the fourth quarter, although he misses,
free throws.
Yeah, he misses both free throws. Still a 22-point lead for the Junior Jays.
Prep shooting 60% from the line as a team this year, and that was one of the few struggles of theirs last year as well. But it's called it's not called the charity stripe because they're difficult to make. I'll say that.
Yep. Both teams have honestly struggled from the free throw line tonight. As Casey O'Malley's going to try another 3. That one's no good. And the rebound is tipped out to Gretna. Speeding the other way is Ethan Tech up against Connor Buckley. He dishes out across the court. Now Quinn Frost into the paint.
Good drive.
Tough finish, and he's able to get it to go.
Frost has really flipped a switch this half. He's got 6 points already.
Yep, 20-point deficit now. 6 minutes to go in the fourth. Here's Jay Wiley for the Junior Jays. Over to Connor Buckley.
And Prep continuing to put guys in and out of the post to try and get the defense of Gretna to shrink.
Here comes Carson Poole.
What a shot!
Alec Wilkins. Alec Wilkins, yeah.
What a shot by the freshman. Holy cow.
So 53-35. Gretna having a nice start to the fourth quarter. As Creighton Prep tries to respond. Martell Evans' 3 is no good. And the rebound goes to Gretna, and
Prep's going to keep it.
Ooh, a jump ball.
Prep's going to keep it because Gretna started the quarter with it. Wow.
Yeah. Tony Tubrick was able to get his hands in there and force a jump ball and keep it with Prep.
Prep's gotten all the jump balls so far this game, I believe. That's just incredible. I mean, the effort this team goes to get any loose ball that they possibly can is a really big reason that they're number 3 in the state and haven't lost a game.
J. Wiley in the corner, 5:23 to go, fourth quarter. Casey O'Malley, who made a 3 moments ago, doesn't try one here, instead gives to Justin City. Back to O'Malley, open look this time, it comes up short. But Connor Buckley's got the rebound. Here comes O'Malley flying into the paint, no
Might have been a
foul.
foul there.
No foul as the shot does not go, and now Gretna back the other way.
Good pass.
Ethan Tech did a great job to
Where's the foul?
reel that in, but he is fouled. Tech will go to the line to shoot 2. That was a nice shot by Tech. That pass was a little bit high and behind him and with a lot of velocity, too.
Tubrick almost got to that ball. Tony Tubrick stands at, I think,
6'8".
6'8". I mean, that's a tough shot any day. And the fact that he managed to hit the backboard on that is an accomplishment in and of itself.
Free throw struggles continue as Tech misses his first. 5:02 remaining in the fourth quarter. Brendan Buckley does check back into the game for Casey O'Malley. So
that's the 5th miss from the line for Gretna, and it wouldn't really make a difference considering how large this deficit is. Make that 6, but still, you
look at the hustle. Look at the hustle from Justin City. How about that? You mentioned moments ago how hard these guys work to get loose balls. There's Exhibit A right there. Connor Buckley under 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. J. Wiley over to City. Probably still trying to catch his breath. Now Brendan Buckley gets a screen from Tubrick. Now over to Wiley. Jump shot. Quick jump shot is no good. Ooh. And Gretna able to get the rebound. 2 guys are going for it at once, but eventually it winds up in the hands now of Ethan Tech, who's going to get it over to Alec Wilkins. Pass was mishandled there by Joey Veith. Able to get it back to Tech, up against Wiley. 4:15 to go, fourth quarter. Tech trying to find some space, able to get it inside. Goldman's going to go to work on Tubrick, and he can't get it to go.
Great defense by Tubrick.
Connor Buckley's rebound went back up and hit the rim, but fortunately Creighton Prep able to settle things down without any damage. Now Justin City.
I mean, should that count as an extra rebound for Buckley?
Maybe.
Because like, he got the rebound, then it went off the rim, then he got the... I mean, you got to consider it at least.
No, why not?
Although that'd probably lead to a lot of stat padding for Junkers where he just throws it off the backboard 5 different times.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, he's already got 2 double-doubles this season. I don't see why he would have to, but Alex Bullock is in the game along with Joe Sudbeck for Creighton Prep.
Bullock, the hero of many a football game for
he was
Prep this year and last.
He was just named the MVP of the team yesterday.
Oh, good for him, yeah. Not unexpected at all. But it's a little different on the basketball team. For the basketball team, normally only comes in when there's no need for heroics. And there doesn't appear to be any need for them here.
No, sir. 3:45 to go, fourth quarter. Prep ahead by 18.
And Gretna's defense has really done a good job.
And Justin City just carving up their defense that time. Beautiful work to get the layup. He's got 8 points now. And a timeout is called for.
Gretna's defense has done a pretty good job this fourth quarter. Obviously, Prep's not trying to score as much, but the Gretna defense has done a really good job at making sure that Prep doesn't have too many open looks. And admittedly, Prep's not taking a lot of those open looks. They're just kind of spreading the ball around. But Gretna's still definitely stepped up their defense this second half.
Yeah, and once again
I guess just this fourth quarter, because third quarter was rough.
Yeah, but once again for Creighton Prep, everybody's getting involved. A.J. Rollins with 8 points. Luke Jungers with 9. Brendan Buckley 14. Justin City 8. That consistent production just never stops for these junior Jays, and looks like it's going to lead them to another win, barring something miraculous from Gretna.
I mean, you mentioned consistency for City. He's right at his season average right now at 8 points a game.
Yep.
And
that defense has a good opportunity here if they can hold things down in the final 3:40 to keep their streak of allowing less than 40 points in line.
Yeah, it's it's the all backups in right now. It's Bullock, Dasher, Sudbeck, Evans, Tubrick, and I'm missing somebody. Sudbeck, I think.
Yeah, I think you said so. I think you got them all.
Sudbeck, Tubrick, Evans, Bullock, Dasher. Yeah.
Well, anyway, here's Gretna with 3:15 to go. Ethan Tech working on Joe Sudbeck, looking for some space, ran into Tubrick.
Great tips.
Who is unable to come up with it, and Gretna settles it down. Here comes a jump shot, and that's good.
That's a 2.
Yep, 3 minutes to go, 55-37.
What was that?
That was Silliman.
Oh, he's on the junior varsity.
Yeah, TJ Silliman, the junior guard, makes it an 18-point game. Now Tony Tubrick's going to make it a 20-point game again. So nice work. Everybody getting involved for the junior Jays, even the backups. 2:38 to go, and a foul is called for on Tubrick, so he makes a layup.
We're going to have some free throws
on one end and fouls on the other. And
it's going to be Mason Goldman coming to the line, I think.
Gretna is in the bonus.
And you got to wonder how important that 40-point streak is to the backups. Obviously, the starters would be slightly more invested in it, but you got to wonder if it's a source of pride maybe for this team. Because last year, they only held an opponent under 40 points once. They've held an opponent to 40 or under all their games this year. And they still might do it tonight. That's incredible.
A lot of arc on those free throws from Mason Goldman, but effective strategy. He's got 7 points as he makes them both.
That's how the free throws go in. You got to put arc on them.
Yep. 2:30 remaining. 57-39 in favor of Prep. Jackson Dasher.
Good move.
Double team.
Oh, yes.
Tubrick's going to try a three. Good!
Yes, sir!
How about that? The big man from downtown, and it's a 5-point night for Tubrick, the 6'8" forward.
I mean, he and Junkers are the same height. Why not?
Yeah. Anything you can do, I can do better.
That was unnecessary.
Yeah, that's a and one from Gretna as Mason Goldman doing some nice work, and there goes the streak of allowing less than 40 points as Gretna's got 41.
And another good play by Mason Goldman. All of his points have come in the second half. He could make it 9 if this free throw goes, and Martell Evans taking a rest. He's played well, but probably don't need to commit that kind of foul with 2 minutes to go in a 20-point game.
Ashton Zabka, the junior, will check in for Evans. Free throw comes up well short, but he's able to get his own rebound, but it is thrown in the back court. Excellent save there by Silliman.
How's that not a back court violation?
He must not have had his feet in there. Anyway, Gretna still got it, under 2 minutes to go. This is Silliman with a timeout called for by Gretna. So 1:51 to go in the fourth quarter. That'll give him an opportunity to bring in Alex Shent, the senior center.
And the bigs so far for Gretna have actually done a pretty good job. Grant Jansen, the junior starter, he's got 7 points. Mason Goldman has, I believe, 8. All those coming in the second half for Goldman. So the interior offense has been working fairly well for Gretna. They just haven't been looking to it.
How about the big man threes coming from both sides?
Carson Poole
with a three-pointer, and it's a 60-44 game. So Gretna's big men, they're doing it all.
Mm-hmm. I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Might as well see what you got on your team in a game like this.
Tony Tubrick with 1:20 to go.
It's Tubrick time.
Into the paint.
It's Tubrick time.
You betcha. Tony Tubrick with 2 more. He's got 7 in the last 3 or 4 possessions.
And Prep's tied their season high in scoring.
Yeah, 62-44. 1:05 remaining. Here's Carson Poole for Gretna. Guarded by Jackson Dasher. Looking for an option, able to get it.
Prep defense still doing a good job putting pressure on the Gretna perimeter players. Under a minute to go now. And even with the game well in hand, the defense is still going all out.
Carson Poole, TJ Silliman against Ashton Zabka. Back to Poole, tried to get it inside. Tubrick couldn't swat it away. Silliman with a three-pointer. Zabka in his face, but he's able to get it to go.
Nice
TJ
shot
Silliman with
TJ
5
Silliman.
points. And it's now 62-47, so Gretna hanging around a bit here. They're still fighting hard with their backups in the fourth quarter. Let's see
Tubrick time.
Yeah, let's see if Prep
Tubrick
can
time.
break their season high for scoring. Joe Sudbeck is going to miss the 3. Bullock, though, with that effort, going to chase down
Great
the rebound.
recovery.
Zabka,
Nice.
Jackson Dasher for 3. There it is, 65 for Prep. A new season high.
And I think, I could be wrong, I'll have to check the stats later, but I think Dasher was the last player on the Prep team not to score a point this year. So that streak is over. Everyone on Prep has now scored. And what a fitting ending to another great performance by the Junior Jays.
You know what streak is not over? The win streak. Creighton Prep makes it 5-0 as they defeat Gretna 65-47. They win on Christmas in the Cage again. Haven't lost on Christmas in the Cage since 2011. So what's coming up next for Creighton Prep? Tomorrow night they go to Lincoln Southwest. Keep an eye on Creighton Prep Sports Network on Twitter for a link to watch that game. And then next Tuesday night, very important, pay attention to this. There are some changes coming up the next couple weeks with the Metro Holiday Tournament. Prep plays next Tuesday night, the 22nd of December at 6 p.m. here against Omaha North.
We have that game.
Yep, we will have that game for you. If they win that game, they play the winner of, I believe, Westside and Bryan. Yeah, they play the winner of Westside and Bryan on Tuesday the 29th, 2 Tuesdays from now. We would have that game as well, as the higher seeds are hosting the first 2 rounds. Then the semifinals and finals, if Creighton Prep is able to win their first 2 games, they will be played here on December 30th and 31st.
So who knows? Your Christmas and New Year's present could be 4 games of us.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, I think they'd be more interested in 4 games of Prep basketball.
No, it's us.
I don't know if you can top Prep basketball right now.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe tune into the Notre Dame Clemson game tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, nice doubleheader, Notre Dame Clemson and Prep Lincoln Southwest. So we thank you for joining us tonight. 5-0 start for Creighton Prep. For Brendan Price and I'm Tyler Reedy saying good night, happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas.
Yep.